Hello and welcome back to TMG Trades, the best place to be getting your up-to-date trading analysis on YouTube. And in today's video, well, Bitcoin's price is currently heading to the upside. However, I have some urgent things to bring to your attention that could possibly mean it breaks back to the downside before going even further up. It's all very much dependent on kind of what's going on the political side of things right now, which is very tense, very bad news on all fronts. But I just want to bring something to your attention, and that is both Russia and Ukraine's currencies are all over the place right now. They need some kind of way to store their value. The banks have shut down, and Bitcoin is a natural store of value. It's much easier to buy Bitcoin than it is gold. And this kind of underpins my theory about what I think is about to happen. I believe that a huge Bitcoin move is on the horizon. I don't necessarily think it's to the downside either. The natural way for Bitcoin to move would be, of course, fear, panic, everything dumping, all prices heading to the downside. But my theory is more so that we see some mass adoption happening over the course of the next few months if this situation drags on. And it very much depends on whether or not this situation drags on. And it's not that I'm speculating on Bitcoin's price using this kind of catastrophe that's happening right now to my advantage. More so, I just think it's kind of common sense and more of the sensible opinion that if you can't access your bank account and you need to send funds abroad to continue to do business, you need some kind of medium of exchange to do that. And I think that Bitcoin is probably going to see some kind of adoption off the back of that. Now, when it comes to the current price of Bitcoin, let's show you the current price of Bitcoin. This is the current price of Bitcoin. We've been analyzing this for a few days now, and we're back at the level of which I said in yesterday's video that we would hit. As we were breaking down in this pennant, we've been bouncing around for it for a while. We faked out, we got rejected, we hit the bottom of this pennant, and now we're heading back to the top. We're now sat at this resistance level, and we are yet to break through it. If we look at the chart that I made in yesterday's video, we've done it 100% exactly as predicted, whatever you want to say. I'm not really that bothered about saying that, but essentially, I think we're about to get rejected. And I think that I'm probably going to take profit on this trade right here that is in a small amount of profit right now. I'll probably take profit on this trade after I make this video, and then I will wait for us to come back down to these levels here. What are these levels right here? Well, these levels on Ethereum are around $2,610. And if you look at the same levels for Bitcoin, the same levels would apply here. It would be just around $38,700, $38,600, which is essentially where I've got my entry price. Well, my entry price has been brought up because I dollar cost averaged in just a little bit as the price started rising. But my opportunity, my main kind of the bit where I'd like to go long on Bitcoin from an ideal point of view would be approximately $38,600. Now, again, I want to point out, that is not financial advice. You should always do your own research and trade based off your own analysis. This is just my perspective on what is happening right now. The markets are very volatile. Bitcoin is up 11% so far today. I think this is a trend that is going to continue throughout the course of this entire bull run. We've not seen Bitcoin go up more than 20% in a single day. And because Bitcoin is so volatile, volatility works in both directions. Currently, there is still more people short than there is long on most cryptocurrency markets, meaning that there is still an opportunity for a short squeeze. Now, on Bitcoin's price yesterday, the rise that we saw up in Bitcoin's price was essentially one giant short squeeze. But I think that squeeze is going to continue throughout the course of today, squeezing the price upwards. Now, squeezes generally mean that the price goes in both directions very rapidly. So make sure you're not trading with stupidly high leverage like me. I'm doing a very stupid thing right now, but that is because I'm essentially using my the point where I get liquidated as my stop loss. I'm using isolated leverage, not cross margin on this particular trade, for the simple reason of isolated leverage won't suck your account dry. If it starts going in the wrong direction, you will only lose the amount of money of which you have allotted towards that trade. And I want to bring that to your attention. Again, a lot of you always asking me, what exchange do I trade on? I trade on Bybit, as you can see up there. You'll find a link for Bybit in today's video description. You can get bonuses and stuff like that, but you'll find all the information in today's video description. Now, essentially, what other things do we have to discuss today? Well, we've got to discuss the other currency markets. And I'm going to bring a couple of your updates to you today. This currently is the US dollar currency index. The US dollar over the past 24 hours has been heading to the upside. This is the 4-hour chart for those of you wondering. A lot of you said, can you put watermarks on the charts to say like what time frame it is? I'll just try and remember to say essentially. But this is the 4-hour chart. The DXY is rising. That means the value of the US dollar is rising. The ruble today is actually up, showing there is a slightly more amount of stability now that the sanctions are known. Essentially, the Russian economy doesn't seem a whole lot scared of that. However, it is important to bring to your attention that China came out very bullishly towards Russia over the past 24 hours. Now, this is the Russian stock market index. This is the main one over there. You can see this was the 50% drop after the invasion occurred. We're currently around 25% down overall, so the market is still down. But since this morning, China said they fully understand Russia's reasons for invasion, and because of that, the price rose. Now, what do I think is going to happen from here? I think this market probably stabilizes a little bit until something major occurs, either a takeover of Ukraine's government, which seems most likely at this point in time, or once that happens, God knows what happens. I don't know what happens in war. I've never traded the war before. This is terrifying. Anyway, we've got one more chart to discuss on here, which would be, if we go towards it, the Ukrainian hryvnia. And the Ukrainian hryvnia, this is the 4-hour chart for the hryvnia, but if we go to the daily chart, you can see that the hryvnia is still dropping value. It's dropped a significant amount of value in recent weeks. This is a trend of why I think Bitcoin is going to gain some kind of adoption over the course of the next few days, weeks, and months. Right now, Bitcoin's price is rising up again. It's at $39,400. It could possibly pop the top right here, and if it does do, it won't stop. The levels of which to watch on Bitcoin's price, let me show you what they would be. Well, essentially, we're kind of at that level right now. If we break through, I think this is what, if I was to guess, let's show you what I actually think is going to happen here. So what I think is the most likely scenario to happen here is I think we break above it, we go just above it, maybe up to around $40,000 before getting rejected back down to these levels here. I do think a rejection is quite likely. Then at those levels there, we could see a rejection all the way back down, assuming it takes a couple of days, to these levels here, before seeing any kind of recovery in Bitcoin's price. Now, why that level there? Well, because that would be basically a confirmation bounce off of the outside of this downward sloping pennant that we've been in for a while. That's typically what Bitcoin would do in this scenario like this. If we do break the top, do not go long above $40,000. That's what I would say, for the simple reason of we may fake out instantly. I'm trading this on high leverage on the low time frames for the simple reason of I feel like scalping this market right now is the most sensible decision. And so, yeah, I want to know what you guys are doing. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on what Bitcoin is going to do next? And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. There'll be another one coming out later today. So please stay tuned. Please turn on channel notifications. Please like today's video. That is very, very important that you do that, just because this channel is growing pretty quickly. I'm very pleased with the progress so far. And yeah, have a great day. Links and information in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.